Damien, just passing this on to you around this data point. Obviously, you're well known for really being a forefather or really introducing this whole concept within English football back in Spurs and obviously employing it at Liverpool. Obviously aware that at RedBird there's the that you own Zealous Analytics. So I mean, it'd be great to understand how important is data currently for you in your recruitment process.
It's everything we do. We are extremely data driven. Every decision we make is based on data, from contract renewal to optimizing the wage bill to optimizing our transfer budget, where we spend the money. For instance, this season, this off season, what we keep saying since the data is been telling us that we will get promoted probably since October last year. Mm-hmm. So things can go wrong, as Victor very well described it. But still, we were pretty confident we will get promoted based on our data, based on the KPIs that we defined before the season. So what we keep saying is we need to buy goals, because we know that for us to survive in League One this season with 4 relegations, it will be based on our ability to score goals. So optimizing our wage bill and optimizing our transfer budget is around finding goals. We need to find players who are going to score goals and make goals. So the starting point is, what KPIs can we define which will tell us the promoted teams that are staying in League One, how do they do it? We looked at the last 17 season. This is what they do. So this is what we should be doing to stay in League One. Once we know those KPIs, then we understand what we need to put focus on. The focus is on scoring goals. We are not going to stay in League One by defending only. We are going to stay in League One if we score goals. How do we score goals? We need to find goals. How do we find goals? We optimize our wage bill and our transfer budget on finding people that are going to bring us goals. So that's just one example on how we use data. We use data on set plays. All our set play strategies are based on data. And as Victor said earlier, we totally integrate data and scouting. They are one. They are not 2 departments, they are one. Every meeting that we do, there is the head of data analysis, the head of recruitment, the head of strategy, and we make all the decisions together. Everything we do is data driven because we think it's the right way. You were talking about minimizing risk. It's the best way we found to minimize risk is using data and to be the most objective as possible. Now, one point that is very interesting, and that Victor touched on it, before the end of the season, we had 5 or 6 players we were targeting in Holland. We signed 2 out of those already. Our head of recruitment, he went to 3 days in Holland or 4 days in Holland. He didn't see, I think he watched one game. He spent the rest of the time, his time of meeting the target player, his parents, his girlfriends, see where they live, see how they lived, etc., etc. He went to South America recently because there is a player that we are trying to get. We won't get him probably, but we were trying to. He spent a week there. He didn't see the player play once, but he met everyone around the player, everyone, and the player, and his wife, and his daughter, etc., etc. He went to his house. He understands how he lives. So we put a lot of emphasis on trying to minimizing the risk by understanding the player environment and personality. Can he fit into Toulouse culture? Can he fit into our playing style? We know the data is telling us he can, but does he have the right personality for the environment we have around here? And then if we are not comfortable with this, if we are not comfortable with the personality, then we try to move on to the next one that the data provides to us. Mm-hmm. So we are at the same time very data driven and we are very culture driven. When, as I said earlier, our owners were here recently, and the managing partner here, him again, I talked about him earlier. He said after, I think the first morning they were here, he said the feeling we've got since we've been here is that you managed to find the right balance between being data driven and culture driven. I don't think one goes against the other. I think one goes perfectly with the other. And that's what we are trying to do.